up? What up? What up?
What up,
Episode
y'all?
10.
Episode 10, and we going to win.
Smart girl,
Episode
dumb
10, and we gonna
world.
win. Episode 10, and we gonna win.
Hey,
Smart
what up,
Girl Dumb
y'all?
World.
This is Starr Rock, and I got my co-host Malaika Jules.
What
and we have
up?
been consistent for 10, not straight weeks, but 10 weeks.
10 weeks, baby. 10 weeks, 10 weeks. 10 weeks, baby. 10 weeks, 10 weeks.
Hey, I'm really rocking there.
Yo, excuse my hypeness, y'all. Excuse my hypeness. I am coming to you live from Inglewood, California.
Yes, talk your stuff.
We most recently witnessed the epic and historic Kendrick Lamar and Friends concert that has been on Juneteenth, where it was bliggity black and bliggity beautiful and hibbity hop. The love in the air was palpable. I live literally a 5-minute walk away from the Forum. Okay. And, I just want to say how peaceful the energy was surrounding that concert.
We talked about that because, us 90s kids, 80s babies, we know about how things used to get shot up all the time. I mean, not that things don't get shot up anymore.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, I was scared. I didn't go hang out in the parking lot because I was like, I don't know. When I was a kid and you go to something like this, something bad would happen. I'm so happy that it was peaceful. And it was just I did stream it live, which I loved that I could stream it live. Now y'all remember when I was in the dark about the Drake and Kendrick beef. And my girl Starr had to hit me to the Drake Kendrick beef.
And I dropped the ball because I didn't see the stream. I've seen clips of it. I haven't seen it from point A to point B. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, young Kenny brought it home. I love it. Because I think what was amazing about watching it live, like as I was streaming it, I realized, I was like, wait, he's never performed these songs in public before. I was like, wait, he's saying these words right now.
Yeah. And he's an artist. Like, you know how some creatives, they really do work on their own time. So they're not going to be pumping out stuff like back to back. And that's a big deal for him to be a mainstream artist. So that's a big deal.
I mean, he really let us know that lyricism rules in hip hop. I think that I really love that he brought in people from where he's from. Like, I think because that is ultimately the essence of hip hop. And I think that the pop aspect of hip hop is so overworked at this point. It's exhausting. I think there's a greater point that Kendrick is making with the Kendrick and Drake beef. Like, Drake has been on top for like an unreasonably amount of long time, other than the fact that it's corporate backed, right? And it's like, how is the culture moving forward, having you being the reigning king of sales for the last decade?
Right.
What does it mean? What does it mean? How has it penetrated the culture? And it has in the corporate sense. But
Mos Def wasn't wrong, by the way, with what he said.
No, he wasn't wrong at all. That's why Kendrick had to just reiterate that, because then Mos Def backpedaled. And we were like, no, I
was so mad at that. Like, don't apologize. You said what you said.
I was like, really, Mos, is this what we're doing? We're apologizing. But the old heads have a lot of pressure because it's like they can't say the truth because then they're old fogies. But we know what the truth is. The shit is watered down. It's an attack on Black culture. Like, and so I think that's what I love, that the Kendrick lyrics is actually getting at. And what he did was he brought up hip hop culture. He brought up people that do this, that rap, that are in groups, that dance, that you don't see because they're doing it in their neighborhood because they're local artists. And I think that energy, that's the true hip hop energy. And I think it showed it in that live show. Like that show, I was glued to this TV set. I was like, I don't even think I realized all the hits coming out of TDE over the last decade.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize how much I was enjoying West Coast rap. I feel like the South has had such a loud voice in the last 20 years that actually also I really appreciated the West Coast lyricism. Let's talk about the frolicking on stage.
Not the frolicking on stage.
I love a gangster boogie, honey.
You know what? And then I think he got those two there were these girls that went viral. They were doing a dance to Not Like Us. I don't know them for sure, but I did see two black girls come out on stage bopping with them, doing they were and I think it was them. I love that too.
Now that's what I'm saying. Like he really, hip hop is a community sport.
Yeah.
It's a community sport. And I think it's so easy to forget that when you get a mega star like Drake, who's just like rapping and doing all the melodic and pacifist
and just
type
trying to
raps.
sing and all that. Yeah.
It's like, wow. And I think through the pure demonstration of that concert, he showed us what the real hip hop is. And the reason why pop acts feel less hip hop. Because I think it's always been like, well, why aren't they hip hop? They do the rap thing and they did a break dance and they have a graffiti. Why does it feel different? It's like, it's that. Where do you
that
come
connection
from?
With the people? There's always hip hop always is authentic. Hip hop is always going to have a connection with the people.
Yes.
That pop is just never going to have.
Right.
And that's what Kendrick pulled off. I mean, Kendrick has LA.
Yeah.
Drake has Hollywood. I think we talked about this, but and I think Drake mistakenly thought he had LA, but Drake has Hollywood.
Yeah. So. People don't realize how black LA is too. I think people get it twisted. Like, especially they don't understand how pro community, pro black, like pro unity. Yes, there's the gangs. Like, that's not all who we are, y'all. Hello.
Right. And even the gang shit is complicated too, because like I'll hear stories from like I had one of my college homies was a Crip from Compton, and he used to tell me stories about how he was a Crip because he used to get beat up, but like he said the big homies wouldn't let him get in trouble. Like they recognized that like he's a smart kid, and they were like, no, you're gonna go to school. Like, don't be like us. And you don't hear that aspect of it, right? Like
there's definitely that. There's many of those. Where they, that's what I'm saying. They don't really mess with everybody. Like, they don't really mess with everybody. They mess with them. They have their own universe. It's a gangster's universe, and
Kendrick managed to unite them though. Like, he brought neighborhoods together, which is huge.
Is amazing. which is like that. Which, like, once again, like, and that's what rap shows do, and that's what stages do, and that's what opportunities for artists to perform do. Like that. It's like it's about so much. So much of it surrounds and is anchored in Black art and Black artists needing to express themselves, right? And be seen. And how if we can all get on stage in front of a bunch of people, of course, I'm not going to beef with you, girl. We live in our dreams. Like it becomes pales in comparison, because now you have something bigger to look at. You have something bigger to dream about. And so much of gangbanging is like, this is what's in front of me right now. This is what, as opposed to thinking about the bigger thing. So that's what I loved about that too. It's like, once again, not that pop star stinginess. Oh, you got to be on my level, baby, if you want to hit this forum stage. He's like, nah, everybody's on the forum stage. Everybody, I mean, it was beautiful.
Right. Like that's a problem that we have. I maybe you can say in the Black community or just in general, where like certain people, they'll get up to the top and then they pull the ladder up. And like, they don't want nobody coming behind them. Clarence Thomas, right? Like people like that. So Kendrick recognizes his position, his power, and he was like, I'm gonna put people on.
So necessary. And something that I think for us going forward as a people and within our culture, we have to tune into that more now, because our world has changed. It's not the world that we knew, when we were growing up in the 90s. It's a less compassionate world.
Much less.
And so like, I feel like the things like those type of community actions is like how we're going to survive. Like,
we have to get back to being a collective, because now everything is so individual and everyone's a brand, and like it's crazy.
Exactly. It's crazy. So it's like, my thing is this: if everyone is a brand and it's 1940, what are we doing? Because it's really 1940. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of just like, so it's like, so if in 1940, would we all be getting together on a Sunday to discuss, like, what would we be doing in 1940 that we can use to community build in 24
I love
because
that.
the community aspect got lost, but it's exactly what we need. And the only way we're going to survive in this current climate, which is crazy. You know? So yeah, so Kendrick unified the hood. Kendrick, I mean, I think I loved watching him. I mean, God, J-Rock, Schoolboy Q.
I love me some J-Rock. I love West Coast hip. Like, I really, really, really enjoy West Coast hip hop too. Like, I know the narrative is like we're supposed to all be divided, but like I really enjoy. Even back when the Pac and Biggie beef was happening, it was like, but I don't want to hate the West Coast because I don't.
Right.
So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all love. No, it's all love. It's all love. It's all good music. Like Roddy Ricch did a great set. They had everybody up. You know, they even had Blue Bloods up there. And you know, I love
the peoples.
I know, and y'all know I do love Blue Bloods fan. You know,
your faves.
I do love them. That you know, they're young, but I like them. They got up there. They was like, you know, but it was like you could tell like it was important to have them there because they're local, next generation. Bring them up. We need that.
I love it. I love it.
I just want to give a kudos to Kendrick for that.
That's what's up. And then he streamed it on Amazon Prime of all places. Like, what?
I think the stream on Amazon Prime was the smartest move because most people have Amazon Prime. Most people have Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime, you know, that's where we be dwelling as Black folks. All our shows be on there. I'm so happy it wasn't Apple TV.
Yes.
It would not have had the same effect if it was Apple TV.
Agreed.
If it wasn't on Amazon, it would have needed to be on YouTube.
Agreed.
And so it's like once again we're looking at hip hop and Black culture elevating a platform, making a thing relevant. It just is what it is, right? It's like when you look at
the whole Coachella.
Never before seen.
Right.
And it's like people didn't even know if it was happening. People didn't like what's happening a week before. Like, did they even how they find out about it? All the things that make rap shows fun. So I think there's something to be said about hip hop culture and its staying power for it, like uniting communities and like putting people up that wouldn't normally go up. Like, I think that's what made it so rich. Even his, please, let's not even talk about his stage performance and presence.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, sir, because the rapper in me was side-eyeing my dudes rapping over their tracks. I just come from that era where it's like, oh, like,
right, you gotta memorize.
I'm like, oh, baby, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I also recognize when you're doing a stadium show, how you almost need that because there's just no way.
Just the sound and
like you need that. However, Kendrick,
that little guy,
not a backing vocal track,
right?
Nothing, just raps. And like, so for me, as I'm watching, I'm like, whoa. This man wrote this and recorded it and put it out. I said, but now we're watching him perform it live. And he's performing it with a passion and with like a metered passion where he wasn't rage or crazy. He was like delivering those lines so on point and so pop, 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 pop. I was like, oh, this man he's on another level with this shit. I mean, the breath control.
Even the visuals, like, he was dressed like Tupac.
I know that, yes,
during the 1994 Social War.
Exactly. Right. I saw
that.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw the reference to the Tupac outfit.
Genius.
I just felt that the simplicity of it, like, once again, yeah, we need pyrotechnics because we're in the Forum. Like, we need that. But his performance wasn't dependent on it. Like, it's like he captivated by himself, walking on stage with his raps. Period. So stage presence was on 10. Then you had the audience who was just, when he just let the audience rap the song for him,
And the look on his face was like, mm-hmm.
Oh, please. With A minor,
I got the people.
When he rode the wave
that
of
little
A
dance,
minor,
I saw that.
I was like, I don't even know what's. I mean, it was amazing. Like, it was amazing to see him revel in the fact that the song is so great. Like, revel in the fact that you burned this mofo, and it's true. You're talking flippantly about Black culture. We know how we can tell how you feel about Black women. You show us, it's revealed, right? There's so many cuts that we've gotten via Drake through the culture, which supports anti-Black women things, like which supports anti-Black things, and he's just riding the wave. So yeah, now you want to come with the runaway slave. You wasn't really gonna be able to walk away from that. And I like that Compton is the one that was like, actually, sir,
nope.
And then
then brought out Dr. Dre.
Which for me was like,
and then that had me thinking, wait, Drake, did Drake ever produce for Drake? Like, I'm going down this rabbit hole. Like, does Dr. Dre got beef with Drake too? Or was it just on some, Compton solidarity type? Either way, I mean,
I love it.
There's so many possibilities, but just the fact that Dre made the conscious decision to come on stage and say that at the beginning of that song, especially knowing the era that Dre came from, right? Like when beef really, really, really got real. That was just another point driven home by Kendrick.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like about a month ago, I was talking about the Kendrick Lamar effect and how I had done this little rap show, and like for some reason, like rap people were listening to my raps for the first time in 10 years. Like, I was like, what? I was like, what's happening? But apparently the effect continues on because now people are going to want those real rap shows.
Yeah.
And a real rap show is real basic.
Yeah.
It's lo-fi. It deals with people that you've never seen before.
I know the doorbell is not ringing. Hold on.
Of course your doorbell rings. Yay. So we're just hanging out here. It's Smart Girl Dumb World. Did you watch the Kendrick Lamar Juneteenth performance? Let me know in the comments while you're here waiting for Starr to come back from answering her doorbell.
They want to deliver on a Sunday.
Like, share, and subscribe.
On a Sunday of all.
Of course, they're delivering on Sunday
for the first time ever, right?
Right. They're like right now while she's recording her podcast because it's Amazon. They're listening to everything. They're like, do it now.
Lasership. It was Lasership. I don't know if you know about Lasership. How terrible they are.
What is Lasership?
Oh, they are awful. Pray that you never have to encounter Lasership. Lasership, if there was like a hierarchy of who cares about delivering your package, it ain't Lasership. They're at the bottom. Lasership will deliver when they feel like it. That's the gist of how they, like on a Sunday, exactly. Like you could track your stuff, and Lasership will say that your joint is coming on a Monday at such and such time. Then they show up on a Sunday, or like they might not show up tomorrow, even though it says it's tomorrow. They might show up the following Monday, and they be looking at you like, what?
And that, my friend, is the American dream. Right. That's the American dream. Open up a business, treat people however, and still be in business. That's how I feel about. I forget. There's some look with shipping. I don't know. The shipping game is trash, y'all. Just pray over your packages.
And Lasership stuff be going missing too. Like that's another thing. So if you even get a Lasership package, that's a miracle in itself.
I'm so mad. The fact that it's called Lasership, it's like
that's very American. Let's give something a grand old name.
Exactly.
And grand name crappy service.
Right. It's the American dream. It's like I'm gonna open up a charter school, like Malaika's brilliant minds and overachieving entrepreneurs with ADD and dyslexia. And we won't even give kids work. You know what I mean? Like just come to school and we'll give you a diploma like whenever you feel like it.
I was just thinking about that the other day, how like I've been noticing all these like magnet schools pop up. Like, so you're just gonna slap scams. Magnet on everything, huh?
They're all scams.
Anyway, and then the school's like the worst.
They're all the charters, don't get me on it.
Yeah.
The scammy scam.
Woo, I was just talking about this with another parent. Charter schools are, hope people wake up. They're scams. They are definitely scams.
Trust me, if I wasn't too lazy, I'd open my own up.
Yeah, right.
This is my scammy scam school where I teach kids how to scam. We have the most successful alumni in American history in the next 50 years. Malaika's scam charter school.
That's hilarious.
It's really bad. So yeah, I think that there was a lot of other things on display on that stage. Let's give it up to the Black Boy Joy that we saw on stage where Kendrick Lamar brought all the homies up and everybody was
doing their little
and dancing and just doing what they do. You know, I was like, I don't know if I've seen this many Black men smiling, being around each other, being in joy. Like that was a great moment for me. And that's also what hip hop culture brought us and afforded us. So it's like, as opposed to, I'm sorry, the pop narrative of I'm better than you, I'm richer than you, I've got more bitches. Like, you know, it's like, it's exhausting. I'm exhausted of the pop narrative.
It gets exhausting, especially now when there is so much that people don't have. And so many of us who are working hard to try to have things, but we are being reminded that things are just like, you think something's in your grasp, but then it gets snatched away just because of the structure of the society, right? Like how things work. So I'm sorry, I'm tired of always hearing about your abundance of cash flow and how much you're better than me because of it. And then I can clearly see that you're not smarter than me, right? Like, yeah. So it gets old.
I really hope this is the end of the better than you rap era, because that's what Drake has reigned over. Jay-Z brought it in.
Jake, as much as I like Jay,
he's all about that's why I could never really get with him, because I'd be like, okay, dude, like, you're so much better than me. That's why I'm never gonna buy your album. Like, I was like, I'd be like, I mean, you're so rich. Why don't you buy it for me? Like, ever since I was young, because Jay-Z came out when I was in like 8th grade. You know, ever since those years, like, I'd be like, yo, this dude, like, he's kind of always like, he's letting me know that I'm ugly and poor. You know what I mean?
That was back when I still aspired to that type of stuff before I got a real education in real world. And
I was like, God, I'm not light-skinned enough. I'm not bad enough. Like, I don't have enough money. Like, I guess I'll just fucking stay in Inglewood, Jay.
Damn.
It's like, I'd be like, this man is bad for my self-esteem. Like, I listen to him and I'm like, damn, I really don't have it together. I'm crying in the corner. I just listened to a Jay-Z album. Oy, my feelings.
It's so funny.
Shouts out to Jay-Z. Because we're all old hip hoppers in the game at this stage. Like, and I love anybody that's just, you're still doing anything rap. Good for you.
Honestly, and managing to get paid for it. Yeah.
I love it. I love Black culture. I love what was displayed at the show. You know, I love the visuals. I love the messages. As a woman, I did not feel disrespected or grossed out at any time. I love the fact that the dancers wasn't just booty shaking. It was like women dancing. I was like,
it was real choreo. I was like, we used to. Because that's the thing. This is another tangent. I'm sorry. You know I'm good for tangents.
Right.
But like, I was thinking about how, like, back in the day, like, so I was in a group chat. I'm in a group chat with some of the people I graduated with from college. And like, I had posted a photo in there from like our senior trip. And then I had said something like, I was like, yeah, there's probably some ex-tourists in the world that have photos of us twerking on the bar. Yeah. And somebody else was like, did we even call it twerking back then? And then we got to this whole discussion about how, you know, early 2000s was when it started to emerge. Like the Yin Yang Twins had the song Twerk Something. And but like before that, it was just shaking, like it was just booty popping or shaking ass. And it only happened at parties or like cookouts or whatever. And even then, you still had some of the older generations looking like,
and it was the most audacious thing you could do.
Right.
It was not like everybody does it.
Right. And like now, thank you, Miley Cyrus. Anyway. It's like there is sheer, even though it's raunchy, there is sheer athleticism in it. And like
absolutely
you can appreciate it. But like now seeing everyone do it or think they can do it, and I'm seeing all these like white girls and non-black girls teaching twerk shops, and I'm watching them, and I'm like, you can't even twerk. How are you teaching this workshop? And nobody knows they can't twerk, right? And whenever the black girls say that's not twerking, they get told that they're just jealous and hating.
Right.
Like that girl, that's a whole other, like I said, that's a whole other tangent.
Look, well, this is what I can say at this. That's why for me, at this stage in the game where we are, I have nothing but sheer pride in myself as a black person and a black artist, because it's very clear that our world literally doesn't move forward without black creative genius.
Like I love a good choreo though. I love a good choreo moment.
Yeah.
I love, that's my favorite thing when artists show that they, I mean, I know rappers don't necessarily do the choreo, not really, but
honey,
some of them
Big
do.
Daddy
A lot
Kane,
of the girls are
Big Daddy, you know, back in the 90s they did.
Big Daddy Kane.
Come on, don't sleep on Big Daddy Kane and his choreo.
For sure. Big Daddy Kane. And I'm seeing more of the women, like a Meg Thee Stallion. You know, she gets a lot of hate for twerking and being raunchy, but she could do a 32 count and beyond. You know what I mean? Anyway, but yes, choreo. Yes. I love that the girls that Kendrick had were doing actual choreography.
It was so nice.
They had on their khakis and the tank top. It was definitely homage to the West Coast. They had braids, you know what I'm saying? Brown skin. I was like, yes, Kendrick.
Girls, yes, come on. I mean, it's so important. It's important, and I think for like younger people, so for people that are like in their 20s that have lived in a Drake hip hop world where it's like they haven't seen that, I think that it's gonna affect them. I hope it makes them appreciate their culture more. I think my culture at this point, just respect and protect it.
I see these clips floating around online, like making jokes about, like, it'll be a clip from like Soul Train from like different decades, but lately, particularly like from the 90s, or like the Apollo, of people like dancing. You know how we used to
get it in.
Always, but the joke is always, this is why our backs are big, because we don't dance like that anymore.
It's true.
We used to be doing like whole choreography. I know we come from different places, but geographically, but culturally, very similar, right? Like we
on the dance floor,
dances,
working up a sweat on the dance floor.
And the only thing you was prepping for was you might get into a dance battle,
right?
At the cookout or a party or whatever. You had to be ready.
Exactly. You had to be ready. You had to be ready. No, it's a beautiful thing, and dance is just part of who we are.
And that's the element of hip hop, right? Like, I think a lot of these hip hop fans don't even understand that. Like the breakdown of like hip hop is not just about rapping. It's definitely not about being a gangster or whatever. Like this,
like high key hip hop is saving the day right now, because even if you look at graffiti and you look at the you know, there's a building down here downtown that was like $1 billion project that was like left for dead by the developers in China. You've seen that, and they've graffitied it from top to bottom. And once again, that's hip hop coming up, pointing out the greed, the displacement, you know, all that the BS that existed in our society that allowed for that building to go up. Hip hop culture in the graffiti arts has put a spotlight on that building, saying this is that BS. And that's why hip hop culture is so amazing, because hip hop really gave us a way to express issues with the modern world. It really did, you know, through dance, through music, through expression, poetry, storytelling, clothing.
I mean, for real. I mean, education.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hip hop is a gift that keeps on giving.
You got whole professors now teaching hip hop lyricism and theory, and like, who would have thunk?
It's pretty amazing. So, Kendrick, you did it for the culture. You did it for the team. You did it on Juneteenth.
On Juneteenth. This must be the Black Boy Joy episode, right? Because
it is the Black Boy Joy. It's the Black Boy Joy. There was so much joy that I just was like, I love seeing this. And I also was reminded that there was a time that I used to see this all the time.
Same.
I was like, oh, this is not being shown to me. Like, because I was like, I know Black boys like this. I know Black men like this. And then I'm like, oh, I haven't seen them.
It's been a while. It's all you hear about is like drill and the gangster shit and Drake.
I'm like, but the they were up there.
The try too hards, right?
The try too hards. I was loving it. It's I think also with Black folks right now, because Juneteenth is a new holiday, we're trying to figure out how to celebrate it too.
That's true.
It's like, okay, how do we do this? How do we do it? It's like, maybe we need a Kendrick Lamar concert every Juneteenth. You know, maybe we need a hip hop, maybe we need a concert that brings community together, you know, because
I went to the beach with my friends and there were like no Black people. We were like, where's all the Black people? And my friend was like at a block party. That Black folks were doing like block parties and cookouts. And then if you were lucky enough to be out in LA at the Kendrick concert.
Right. Exactly. So I think I mean, the Juneteenth, like when I used to celebrate it as a kid out here in LA, because there's a lot of Texas people from LA. So growing up, I understood very much that Juneteenth was about folks in Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finding out about emancipation 2 years after. So like Juneteenth would just be like an old dude at a barbecue pit in the park. The music like super low key. And I think, you know, we know America wants to commercialize everything, but I think that Juneteenth celebrations, the community spirit is what will make them great. Like keeping them very hyper local acts. Let it be a time to get to know who are the rappers in my community.
Right.
Who are they? So I can root for them.
Who are they? I grew up around Juneteenth activists, people who were like working toward making Juneteenth the thing that we learned about and like an educational thing. But yeah, it was super low key. It wasn't like now we have the day off, so now we have the time and the space.
Right.
But yeah, it was like there might have been like there was a Juneteenth festival that I always knew about in Brooklyn. I think in Brownsville somewhere. That was consistent. But yeah, like it was super low key. So I'm glad now that there's a spotlight on it. Sure, it should be a holiday. It should be a day off. Fuck that.
It should be. And the more, at first I didn't like the fact that it was becoming a federal holiday, because I just wanted something. I just feel like something should be kept sacred and out of the government,
because it's getting gentrified. We see it.
Yeah,
we see the sign.
It's like, you know, even when you look back at old photographs of Juneteenth parades, and you just see like the community drill team, those are really important things for us.
Right.
You know? And I don't want us to lose sight of those things in lieu of, like, in the wake of social media and all the click. It's like digital, but also like going to the park, drill team practice, local rap show. We need that.
I don't like. I've been seeing. There was this guy. I wish I could remember his name. You know, I'm good for internet fuckery, but there was some man on social media. He made a song, and I can't remember how it goes exactly, but lyrically, he was basically saying he didn't want to see any interlopers at the Juneteenth cookout. He was like, he started it with like, how can I be an ally on Juneteenth? And he was like, don't come to the cookout. I don't want to see no white girls twerking at the Juneteenth barbecue. I don't want to see no like more white people than black people at the Juneteenth celebration. Like, just be quiet and mind your business.
I love it.
And it's like to say we don't need allies or don't appreciate allies. But what I'm seeing specifically with Juneteenth is that it's starting to kind of get overrun. Like it's become this new cool thing that people are just learning about. And it's like, well, actually, I think most Black Americans probably knew something about Juneteenth. Maybe not. I know I take my education for granted. When I was coming up in New York, there wasn't a crazy amount of Texans here, but there were enough. And like I said, there was a Juneteenth movement. I've had teachers teach us about Juneteenth, and I'm like, I can't be the only one. Like I feel like some of us had a cousin or somebody that probably has Texas roots. That, you know what I mean? Like I don't think it was so foreign or unknown to us. It's just everybody else is now discovering the new hot Black thing.
And once again, Black people making it hot, giving you a new reason, like summer done started. You know, Memorial Day wasn't really kicking off summer like it used to. Like it just wasn't. But now
that's a great point.
Juneteenth is right there on that summer solstice.
That's
a great
point. So and making sure to buy Juneteenth merch from Black sellers,
right?
Because there's a lot of folks now made in China. All these Chinese marketplaces on Amazon selling a bunch of not just Juneteenth, but they be selling a lot of that, like the melanin shirts and like
because our culture rocks. Because Black culture just freaking rocks, man. And anybody who wants to make money is going to want to get in on it because it's amazing. And so we have to know that it's really amazing. We have to know that we can no longer discount ourselves at what we bring, what we do. It doesn't matter, baby. We are Black. We are amazing. And the proof is in the pudding at this point. Juneteenth in the next couple of years about to be the most poppin' summer holiday because everybody's going to figure out what they're going to do with it. You know, we're 2 years into having a Juneteenth day off. So it's like, well, Kendrick just doubled down on the fact that it's Black culture. Kendrick just doubled down on the fact that it's community, you know. So
I love a good Black Independence Day. For me, like not just Juneteenth. I get excited. Jamaican Independence Day, Ghana Independence, like listen.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So we love it. Look, y'all, it's a short episode today. Smart Girl Dumb World. We coming to you live-ish.
Live-ish. Yeah,
live-ish. Inglewood, Brooklyn, in the buildings. Celebrating Black culture. Juneteenth is a real thing. It feels good. It's starting to feel like a vibe. You know, we're figuring it out. But how Black is that? That's part of the Black American experience. Throw something new in the pot, see what we make of it. So I'm excited.
I'm gonna get some more black people at the beach next year. I'm actually like, maybe that's the thing.
Do a Black beach. Do a Black beach Juneteenth, girl. People love it.
We couldn't even be at the beach once upon a time ago without getting attacked by police and dogs. So
that's it.
That's revolutionary.
We have that memory. So yes,
and you're tapped into your ancestors when you're by the water, especially.
Yes.
That's where the
leisure time. Leisure time is so important. Take your day off, do nothing. White people go to work, don't get paid for it. Well, y'all, this is Smart Girl Dumb World, and I'm Malaika Jules, and you've been listening to me talk with Starr Rock, and we out.
Peace.
Yay.
All right, we did.